If you've been wondering, how is it even possible to stay organized as a loan signing agent, then this video is for you. Hi, my name is Nicole, and on this channel, I share about my journey to become a loan signing agent and entrepreneur. In this video, I'll share my top 5 tips on how I keep myself and my loan signing business organized. And at the end, I'll share a free digital download with my #1 tip on how I personally stay organized. So make sure that you watch until the end. So let's get started so that you can start implementing these tips today and start getting organized as a loan signing agent too. So maybe you're just getting started training as a loan signing agent, or maybe you've even completed a few signings and you're thinking, how do I keep myself organized and keep everything running efficiently? I was having the same thought process too when I was getting started, and I knew that I needed to have some systems in place so that I could work efficiently and make sure that my business could grow. So with a little trial and error on my part, I came up with these 5 tips on what works best for me for getting my business organized as a loan signing agent. So let's start with the first tip. So my first tip is to start with your notary bag. If you have an organized notary bag, your signings will run much smoother. So I'll link up above a video that I did already explaining all the materials and supplies that I use as a loan signing agent, but I'll go through a few tips on how I organize my bag and make sure that I have everything ready to go. So I just use a simple tote bag to keep everything, all my supplies, and I only keep in there what I need. So this is only used for my notary supplies. Inside my bag, then I have other things to organize everything. So I have a pencil pouch, and inside, obviously I keep my pens, my stamp, I have some business cards in there, I have some Sort Quick. And this makes it easy because I don't have pens floating around, I'm not scrambling to look for anything. I know that everything that's small and I need to access is inside here. The other thing to keep myself organized is I have this pouch. So whenever I'm done with the signing, I drop off FedEx packages, I put the receipt in here, keep that organized inside my bag. So it might seem kind of obvious, but having an organized notary bag will make your signings run a lot smoother. You'll be able to get to everything and have a successful signing. All right, my second tip for staying organized as a loan signing agent is how I structure my day. For this, I utilize backwards planning. So what that is planning with the end in mind. So I think as a loan signing agent, what's the most important thing with these signings? And it's usually making sure that the documents are dropped off at FedEx before the cutoff time. So as much as I can, I structure my day around making sure that my documents are dropped off by that end cutoff time. Now, of course, I can't rearrange my signings or make sure that the appointment times line up perfectly, but I try my best to ensure that all my FedEx documents are dropped off in time. So then I work my way backwards through the day. So if FedEx is my #1 priority, I think, how can I make sure that I do that? Well, I can plan out which FedEx that I'm going to. I can make sure that I have FedEx supplies so that I'm quickly putting it all together and dropping it off. I can make sure that I have enough gas in my tank so I'm not stopping for gas. I can also be planning out meals so I'm utilizing my time wisely and not running through drive-thrus or getting fast food. If I bring food with me, then I can make sure that I'm spacing everything out, using my time wisely. Other things that I do to plan out my day ahead of time is I try to be intentional with everything that I do. A quote that I love from Shante Grant is that just winging it is kind of the lazy way to go about your day. And instead, being intentional is what I strive for. So I use her guide to kind of structure out my day. I'll link down below. But I really want to be intentional with how I'm going about my day, how I'm going about my signings, and making sure that I'm efficient. Everything goes according to plan, and all my signings are as successful as possible. So I encourage you all to think, how can you backwards plan and make sure that you're structuring your day with intention, and making sure that all your priorities are aligned and you're getting everything done that you need to. All right, my third tip for staying organized as a loan signing agent is to use 2 different websites to organize myself digitally. So I use one website more for tracking my loan signings, and then another website for more of the business side of things. So the first website is Notary Gadget. So Notary Gadget is awesome. I'm able to track all of my signings. It allows me to track expenses, mileage, the fee for each signing. It can track how many signings I've had, which is great for keeping track of goals and keeping track too of what payments you've received, since it depends on the signing service or who you get a signing from when you receive payment. So having it all in one place is super helpful. Now, I do have an affiliate link down below. If you sign up for Notary Gadget, the first 15 signings you can track for free, so be sure to check that out. My second website that I use is QuickBooks. So I use this more for my business side of things. So for this, I track my expenses. I have it linked to my business checking account. So it makes everything smooth for me for more of like the taxes and expenses and all that side of things. So I recommend QuickBooks as well. I don't have a link for them, or I'm not affiliated with them at all, but I do find it super useful. I use both their website and the app on my phone. So those are the 2 different ways that I keep myself organized digitally. All right, my fourth tip is one of my favorites. You've heard me talk about this before if you've seen my other videos, but it's using a binder to hold all my important information. So this is my binder. It's just a very small binder. It has different checklists in here, different scripts, different information that I use from before I get my, before I start my signings, from the moment I accept a signing all the way through the end. So it has things in here like a checklist for before. It has name tense in case I want to use this during a signing, have it out during or on the signing table for my signers. It has confirmation scripts, so what I'm saying on the phone. I also have this in Spanish too. So depending on who the clients are, if I'm conducting the signing in English or Spanish, I can refer to this so I remember exactly what I want to say. It has things in here like a rescission calendar for notifying the signers when their right to cancel is. And then it has scripts to lots of common different loan documents in case I need a quick refresher on how to explain what that document is. And it also has extra jurats and acknowledgement forms for the state of Florida in case I ever need to attach a loose certificate. So I keep this all in a small binder in sheet protectors, as you can see. It's super professional looking. You can have it out on the table in case you need to reference it or anything. You can throw it in your bag. Everything stays nice and in one place. And it's really easy and simple. So I highly recommend this binder. I have it available in my Etsy shop, so you can check that out. I have a link for you down below in the description box. All right, my fifth and final tip is also one of my favorites. It is a template that I created for myself to keep track of the important information for each signing, and it is a cover sheet. So on this cover sheet, I'll show you here, it has important information like who the signers are, their contact information, their address, phone number, how I confirmed the appointment, if I've only talked to them on the phone, text message. Now, a lot of signing services will have you track this as well on their portals, but it's also nice just to kind of remember, especially if you're working with different signing services or have multiple appointments, it's nice to remember how you've been contacting the signer. It has information like special instructions for getting into their neighborhood. So maybe there's a gate code that you need. And it also gives information about the signing service. So if you need to contact anybody in case you have a question during a signing, also like their mailing address, so you can send them a thank you note after your signing. And then if you need to do a scan back, or how you're dropping off docs, if you're doing it at a title office or FedEx, and also a FedEx cutoff time in case you're going to a FedEx maybe that you're not familiar with or want to plan out ahead of time which FedEx you're going to. So I love using this cover sheet. I have multiple of these in my binder ready to go whenever I accept a signing. I'll quickly fill this out and keep this with me, bring it with me to my appointments. Now, the good news for you is that I'm sharing this cover sheet with you, so you can go down to the description box below and click the link and download your own copy of this for you to use on your own signings. So thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you found this content useful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time that I release a new video. And know too that every video that I release comes with a freebie. So make sure that you like and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram too, where I share my day-to-day of what it's like to be a loan signing agent and entrepreneur. And don't forget to check out my Etsy shop. I have a special discount code just for you. If you use Notary Love at the checkout, you'll save 10% on anything that you see in my Etsy shop for digital downloads, helpful guides and resources for notaries and loan signing agents. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.